It was Big Cat Weekend down in Auburn, Alabama. The recruiting visit weekend was filled with fun, food, and most importantly, commitments. The Tigers now boast the number 11 class in 2025, and that's the end of all the things I know about the weekend, which is why we are bringing on our expert, Christan Clemente from Auburn Undercover, to talk a little bit more about this. Christan, let's start with we saw the video. It looked like fun, but what exactly happens at Big Cat Weekend?
Yeah, Big Cat Weekend is Auburn's event that they've had since the Gene Chizik era there in 2009 is really when he got started. It's always been at the end of July, and it's always kind of, other teams are doing it now as well. It's a barbecue, cookout, chill, everybody relax. There's not a lot of football involved. The only football this weekend was the recruits playing the new college football video game. It's everyone hanging out. The families are there of the recruits. The coaches' families are there. They did a scavenger hunt all around campus, going to Toomer's Corner. They went to the basketball arena, the indoor, of course. They're going all over the place. And so it's scavenger hunt. Last year they had a pool party where obviously Perry Thompson flipped and Hugh got thrown in the pool. Some thunderstorms canceled the pool party this year, but everyone kind of hung out at the indoor facility after the scavenger hunt, and obviously it led to a lot of success on the recruiting trail.
You mentioned last year the big splash. We kept using that when it comes to them jumping in the pool. I'm curious, since that was Hugh Freeze's last time or first time doing it last year, where did you sense a difference maybe in the attendance or just the overall, just how big this weekend was? Did you sense any sort of difference?
I think there was a much bigger desire, at least going into the event, of recruits wanting to be there. Perry Thompson and Coach Freeze getting thrown in the pool, it creates kind of an aura around the event. Everyone sees that on social media, and all these recruits, they're like, what's going on over at Auburn? What's this Big Cat Weekend? I want to be there for that. And Auburn's visitor list for Saturday was absolutely loaded. Top guys in the 25 class, top guys in the 2026 class. Everyone wanted to be there. And then there was kind of an expectation, okay, well, if we've got all these guys there, it better be a good weekend, because we need to have a good big cat weekend next year. And so they leave the day obviously with 5 commitments throughout the day. So now there's a lot of excitement already going into next year. Now it won't be at the end of July, but what will Big Cat be like next year?
Yes, the fun is great, but ultimately you want some results. Already seeing some of those. We mentioned at the top of the show, Auburn flipping Antonio Coleman, the 4-star defensive lineman from Alabama, for a second time. Christan, how confident are they that this is the last time they'll have to do that?
Look, in this recruitment, you can absolutely never say never. But it seems like there's confidence on the plains that Antonio Coleman is going to stick this time. Honestly, going into the weekend, it was kind of I don't want to say last ditch effort, but it was almost a it was almost a now or never situation. He's rejoining the class now, or we're done with this recruitment. We need to move on and focus on other defensive linemen. And there was a sense that if he didn't flip by Monday or Tuesday, he's sticking with Alabama. Auburn's kind of done. They're moving on. Obviously, Saturday night, he ends up deciding to make the flip, and now there is confidence that Auburn will be able to hold on to his commitment. He didn't go visit Alabama on Sunday as he had planned to, so we'll see if things are over. I personally think they are, but again, with this recruitment, he's been committed to the 2 in-state schools 2 different times, so we'll see what happens.
We'll see what happens with that. We already saw what happened with Auburn flipping another Alabama commit and 4-star athlete Derek Smith. Walk us through how they pulled this one off.
Yeah, this is a guy that they've coveted for a really, really long time. Committed to Alabama as a safety, really intriguing player. Auburn has loved him as a wide receiver the whole time, and I do think that positional preference a little bit helped Auburn, but also the push of Hugh Freeze, the push of wide receivers coach Marcus Davis. His area recruiter is Charles Kelly, who was recruiting him as a safety all the way back at Alabama in 2022. So he's known the Auburn staff for a really long time. His cousin is on Auburn's roster, Jeremiah Wright, the offensive lineman. And so all of those factors kind of played in. And when he was back for Big Cat Weekend, going into it, we knew Auburn sat in a really good spot to potentially pull it off. Saturday night, he actually ends up making the flip and goes public with it on Monday.
Anytime you land a commitment, it's a big deal, but something tells me that if you're an Auburn fan out there, you're liking how this segment is going in terms of all the flips from Alabama commits as well. This one, no commitment yet, but we are waiting to hear top 247 safety Antoine Fagans. He is set to announce later today, so we have about an hour to go. What's your final prediction for him?
Yeah, my crystal ball has been on Auburn. I know Tom Loy has a crystal ball in for Auburn as well. We've really felt like Auburn has been the team to beat honestly dating all the way back to January. That's right around when Charles Kelly was hired to coach the safety position. He recruited Anquan's older brother, Traquan, to Alabama. Anquan's other older brother, Antoine, is now on Auburn's roster as a preferred walk-on. Auburn has kind of set this one up perfectly. They've been in a good spot since January. He's definitely made the rounds. He's gone to visit all the other schools. I know he saw LSU last week before going to Big Cat Weekend. He went to Alabama on Sunday. Georgia and Clemson have been in the mix as well, but an hour, 2 hours away from his decision, Auburn is definitely in a really good spot to get his commitment and keep winning the state of Alabama there.
I know it's Monday, but I think things are still happening. That's why they call it Big Cat Weekend. So any notable names who plan on being there today that we need to know about?
Yes, so Ryder Lions, the five-star quarterback out of California, he was on campus on Monday. He was there. He's still on campus right now at 4 o'clock. It was an all-day visit, and so Auburn is definitely involved with him, seeing if they can chip away. I know USC is kind of viewed as the favorite. Oregon involved as well, and he's gone on kind of a Southeast tour. Also saw Alabama, LSU, and I believe Ole Miss as well. But now it's Auburn's turn to chip away a little bit, and there were some other guys on campus as well. Caden Prothrow, a tight end in the 26 class. So look, Auburn's getting these guys on campus a bunch, and they've got the number one class in 2026, and a guy like Ryder Lions would absolutely add to that if they're able to make something happen.
They've definitely been looking for their quarterback of the future, so hoping to land him as well, but already seeing the fruition from Big Cat Weekend. Christian, thank you so much for being here. You can check out more of his work at auburnundercover.com. You just heard the Tigers are expecting more action in the coming days, coming minutes, really, so keep it locked into auburnundercover.com.